I want to fuck Beyonce and Rihanna. We'll see which one of those things happen first.
I don't know what the fuck just happened with the intro there, but it was all fucked up right there. The video was all checked up. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Keyboard Warrior. It was. It's a little off, whatever, but
was
Keyboard
getting down.
Warriors presented by CageSidePress.com. I'm Eddie the Osprey Kirby, and joining us today from the Eazy and Steezy, right? Or Steezy Easy?
Steezy and Easy.
The Steezy and Easy podcast, Mr. Andre Eazy. What's up, dude?
Thank you, brother. Thank you for having me.
Hey, thanks for coming on. I know this is like usually a doze off time for you, but have to get you on at some point for sure. UFC 314, you got to catch it on Saturday?
Yeah, for the most part. I had to rewatch a couple of fights because again I work overnight, so makes it a little difficult. So I did pass out at one point, but I did end up watching them all eventually.
Gotcha. Our main event, the biggest story out of the whole night, of course, Alexander Volkanovski getting the title back, taking on Diego Lopez. I thought it'd be by a finish, but either way, started here with Andre. What'd you think of the fight itself, and do you think Volkanovski kind of dominated that fight?
Didn't go the way I thought it was going to go. I had Diego Lopez in that fight, but it was a good ass fight. I'm gonna have to watch it a second time to really say if Volkanovski dominated or not. But I mean, he definitely won that fight for sure. There's no question about that to me.
Yeah, I know, Fred. I know you caught it, dude. Who'd you pick going into it? And did the fight go the way you thought it would?
No, I picked Diego going into it, and Volkanovski surprised me a little. I think, like a lot of people, I thought he was getting a little chinny. I thought maybe he'd get clipped and knocked out. The fight was really good, and but you know what? Let me just fucking kick her off with the bang, boys. I hate to be this type cocksucker, but I'm telling you right now, I, for one, it was a very good performance from Volkanovski. I'm impressed that he got his belt back, but I just want to talk about that goddamn big ass elephant in the corner, Jack. The only reason he's fighting for the fucking belt to begin with is because Ilie Topuria fucked off. I hate when fucking somebody does that because I don't want to shit on Volkanovski and I don't want to immediately piss on this new title run that he might end up having. But in all fucking reality, he was not fighting the fucking champ. He was fighting Diego Lopez, who's a suitable matchup for Volk, but this just should not have been for the belt. It feels weird him being the champion now just because Ilie is gone. And listen, it's not like him and Ilie had a close fight. He got fucking stretched by Ilie. He's getting old. He's got, I don't know how many fights he's got left in the tank. Again, I feel like a fucking dick saying this because I hate to be that fucking guy that's like, well, blah, blah, blah. But it's hard to not acknowledge that point, man. Like, he didn't exactly reclaim the belt from Ilie, which would have been, that's when we should get on here and start sucking dick. He sort of snuck back into getting the fucking belt again to be completely fucking fair about it. He sort of slid through the back door. He pulled that shit that goddamn it, George St. Pierre pulled when he came back and fought a one-eyed Bisping and then fucked off into the murkiness. Middleweight was fucked up forever behind that shit.
And that's the thing, right? Like, Ilya goes away, goes up to 155. Volkanovski gets a shot against Diego. I wanted to see the rematch with Volkanovski and Topuria. I'm not sure they would have actually done that. Topuria stuck around and shit, so we'll see what happens here. So what's next for Volkanovski there, Andre? Like, we're looking at Yair, we're looking at Mavzar. What do you think happens?
That's a good question. Well, for one, I agree with your boy about the whole title situation in the first place. It's almost like a John Jones situation, like he never really lost his belt, just kind of fucked it off to where another person got it and then he just wins it back. As far as Volkanovski's next opponent goes, I could see it being Yair. I could also see Yair needing like another dub to secure that title shot. It's hard to say. It's pretty fresh after the pay-per-view, so they like to take their time with that.
They do.
But
They
I could
did.
definitely see it being one of the two.
100%. They did ask Volkanovski about it at the post fight. Here's a clip of him talking about what might be next for him.
I got to watch it. I'm always watching. Backstage, getting to watch the fights. Yair looked great. As I see, I was saying that, I'm like, people's, talking about, $1 million fight and, all this stuff. I'm like, man, just, you got a tough guy ahead of you, man. Just focus on that. You get a good performance, all right, you might get the shot. With Yair, I hear that he was saying get the title shot. Look, he's a good dude. I like him a lot. If the UFC want to give it to him, I ain't gonna stop. I ain't gonna stop that for him. But I'll be honest. I did before that fight. I didn't think if he won, he would be getting a shot. Like, I'll be honest, that didn't come to my mind. But now that he's calling, like, I'm not going to be the one to say no. But I'm going to leave everything to the UFC. Obviously, you've got guys like Mosva, who's undefeated. I'd love to take that 0. You know what I mean? Like, we've got to see what the UFC say. I heard, I've seen him trying to get other fights. I even seen him tweeting that he wants to fight someone in May and doing all this sort of stuff. So maybe he's had the chats and they want him to have one more fight. I don't know. So I don't know that situation, but I'll see how things are. I'd love to say, I told you I want to get straight back in there. I still do, but I'm going to have to maybe look at a couple of things.
Now, when he said look at a couple of things, he was saying he was looking at his hands a lot, and he kept looking down. I paid a lot of attention to people's, with the body language, right? And so I'm assuming his hands busted up. Maybe he got something with his foot. He did kick Diego quite a few times. And I know some of those landed right on the knee. But we'll wait and see. Yair wants to fight for the title in Mexico. That kind of makes sense with it being a pay-per-view. Possibly seeing Brandon Moreno on there as well, maybe as a co-main, who knows? But either way, we'll have to wait and see here. Just like you said, Dre, we'll have to wait and see what happens with what the UFC wants to do. Everything has to play out one way or another. But Mobzar did say he was going to wait to see what happens in this main event, and I wouldn't be surprised. It would suck, but I wouldn't be surprised if he was the guy that's next. And then Dre, Paddy Pimblett took care of Chandler.
What happened to your boy?
Internet happens all the time, but it's all good. But Paddy Pimblett, dude, taking care of Michael Chandler here. A lot of people were kind of done on Michael Chandler. A lot of people actually picked Michael Chandler. I was one of the few that was like, please, for the love of the MMA gods, beat this dude and just end the hype. End the hype. Were you happy with the result there, Dre?
That fight cost me a bag, man.
I saw. I think you posted your parlay in the chat, and I was like, and it was funny because I glanced back at it after that fight, and I was like, well, there goes that shit. Damn.
You know what pissed me off even more? It's like Prize Picks gave like a discount for that fight, a Paddy Pimblett discount. Like they knocked down his significant strikes from like it was pretty high up there. I'd say like in the maybe like 50s. It was like 50 or something like that, 50 significant strikes. And they knocked that shit down to like 29 or something like something very significant. And I was like, dude, that's a trap ass prop right there.
Yeah.
And the only reason I said it was a trash ass prop is because I really thought Chandler was gonna fucking run through him. I really did. Like, I genuinely thought Chandler was gonna fuck this dude up like bad, and it wasn't gonna last long. But that was me overestimating Michael Chandler and underestimating Paddy Pimblett, 100%. And I'm not gonna do that again. Paddy's a lot better than I thought he was, and I got to give him his credit.
I picked Paddy off the rip, bro, because Michael Chandler's only beaten Dan Hooker before he was like the savage that he is now, and he beat Tony Ferguson after Tony Ferguson was like a big hitter, right? So I just never understood the hype on Michael Chandler. Is it because he's loud? Because he's a muscled out short white dude? Like I don't understand the hype on Michael Chandler. I honestly never thought he was that good.
It's the power.
That's got to be it, right? He comes out, he's exciting. He's exciting.
It's the power. Mm-hmm. He's a very, very hard hitter, and when he does, he hasn't his record looks horrendous when you really think about it. Like a lot of people don't really think, including myself, I don't really think about his record in the UFC, but it's really, really not good. Only thing that stands out to me in his fights is when he cracks, because when he hits, like he wobbles people 90% of the time. So I just envision him I hadn't really seen Paddy get hit by somebody like Chandler. So I assumed once he got touched once, it was going to be lights out. But Patty's a lot better than I give him credit for. Chin's more intact than I gave him credit for. I think I just disliked Patty because of the Jared Gordon fight, which I still feel like he lost to this day. But Patty's good, man. Patty's good. I can't knock it no more.
Yeah, no, he kept saying like Scousers don't get knocked out. He didn't get knocked out, and it's just
probably
like
needs to fix the whole weight cutting issue because it can't be healthy to go from that big to that skinny, dude. That's just not what your body's supposed to do.
I was doing some prep work.
I'm off camping, I'm going to eat it.
Dude, I was doing prep work for the card on Friday night, and I found an interview he did with, it was like him, Molly McCann, in someone's podcast studio, and he was big as shit. And they asked him about that, and like, dude, are you okay? He was falling asleep, and so they asked him what he ate that day. Dude, he ate legit like 8 people's worth of food and shit, and he's falling asleep on the microphone. I thought he was high. He's like, no, mate, I just ate food. And then he's like, are you gonna go eat dinner after this? He goes, of course. I'm like, God damn, dude. And then he ate
a whole lot of black food. That's what he did.
I'll tell you what, dude. Like, what?
The itis was kicking in.
The itis? Jeez, dude. Shout out Dave Chappelle on that.
Damn, your boy's been gone for a while.
He'll be back. It'll be all right. All right. So yeah, Patty takes care of Chandler. Patty talks about, give him a top 5 next. 100% just give it to him. Fuck it. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
Chandler might want to hang it up.
Oh, I look, hey man, what I think he should do, retire, go to BKFC, go wait for Connor some more. Like, I honestly don't care about Chandler. I'm done with that. For real. I don't think we can Connor either.
That was like he self-sabotaged the fuck out of his career. So it's really hard to feel any kind of sympathy for him.
Yeah, no, and then he's like the world's or MMA's best panderer. So I kind of get over I get over that real fast, dude. All right, Patricio Pitbull makes his UFC debut against Jerry Rodriguez. Gets beat, but he looked like he got the jitters, man. Even though he's like 40 or damn near 40. What'd you think of that fight?
Another fight that cost me.
You put money on Pitbull?
I didn't put money on Pitbull. I took his significant strikes. I figured he was going to land more, and he typically does, unless I'm mistaken. But I felt like 44 significant strikes for Pitbull was kind of low.
It was.
He's kind of a volume striker, is he not? Like, I'm not like a super Bellator head or anything like that, but I've seen a lot of Pitbull fights, and I feel like he just throws a lot more volume than that. Now, that was one of the fights that I had to rewatch because I crashed out before it. But I had Yair winning, 100%. Like, me and Steezy did our predictions like a couple of days before, and I had Yair. I was like, yeah, Patricio's on a tear, but like he's coming into the big leagues now, and you can't just assume somebody coming from the C League is going to beat somebody from the A League. You know what I mean? Like, so that's why I gave it to Yair, even though he's kind of been up and down, but he's been in the UFC longer, and I'm always going to pick the UFC vet over somebody making their UFC debut, unless the guy making their UFC debut is fighting a can. Like, I don't typically like to just crown him like most people do. Like, everybody thought Pitbull was just gonna tear it through him, and I was just like, bro, don't sleep on Yair, dog. He's a hella good striker. And Patricio, yeah, definitely. When I saw how many strikes that he landed, I was like, damn, definitely got the jitters. Something. But he is up there in age too. Like, he's 37, if I'm not mistaken.
Something like that.
It could be pretty late for him to even be starting his UFC run. You know what I mean? But it's his first fight. We'll see. Another thing, one of those things you're gonna have to wait out and see how it goes.
Yeah, people were in the comments. So I put up a graphic and said, who should he get next? And everyone's like, Chandler. And I'm like, oh God, here we go again. Fred, what do you think of Pitbull? He seemed like he got the jitters early on in the fight and kind of never really shook him. What'd you think of that?
Yeah, he got the jitters. God damn it, he's an old ass man. Of course he got the fucking jitters. He's fucking 37, but he's really like 102 in fight years. Patricio, people made a big deal about him coming, and I get why they do, because he's like the most accomplished fighter in Bellator history. But let's be real fucking honest here. He's about 5 years late to the fucking party. And Yair was a real fucking rude welcoming for him. I mean, honestly, that was kind of rude of them for them to give him Yair through the gate like that. Wars. Bro, This is not the WW fucking E, man. When these cats go through a war and get the dog shit beat out of them, they're, if your health is like 100% as a player on a video game, when they go through one of these fucking wars that him and Michael Chandler had in the fucking in Bellator, they come out of that a little less forever and ever for the rest of their fight career. It's just way too late in the game. I mean, he might put on some fun fights. I must have missed when y'all. Obviously, I have the greatest fucking internet this side of the goddamn Mississippi, clearly. But I missed what you guys were fucking talking about. I was about to shit all over the Patty Pimblett parade too, Jack. Look, Patty looked fucking fantastic, obviously. But Michael Chandler is fucking long in the tooth, to say the least. And he's been fucking beaten a lot. What the fuck? So, I thought Patty looked fucking great. Also, just before we get off of it, as far as who the fuck Volk fights next, that was the fucking problem with him winning. Who gives a fuck? He can fight Yair. He's fought Yair. He whipped the fuck out of Yair. We've seen that. Who gives a fuck? And does anybody think that if Yair and Volk fought tomorrow, it would be that much different? Not really. Maybe Yair lands one of those miracle fucking zombie spinning back elbows, but more than likely the fight looks fucking similar. And don't fucking get me started on Moslavar or whatever the fuck his name is. That guy.
Moslavar. I'm never calling him anything but Moslavar from now on. Fucking Christ, dude. Yeah, dude. Who knows what's gonna happen with that? Hopefully it's not Movsar. I would rather him do Diego and make Movsar win another 30 fights, and then him realize that he's never gonna get a title shot. But UFC never helps out on that end of it. All right. As far as Pitbull goes, jitters and all that. But this might be the fight right here that got the most attention the entire night, and it's the one I burst out fucking laughing loud as shit at the end of it. For obvious reasons, right? We all know what the hell Bryce Mitchell said and what he's about and all the stuff he goes in. Fred, what'd you think? Bryce Mitchell at the end gets choked out. Looks like Jesus didn't want him to win.
Okay, so I thought this fight was the classic sort of striker versus grappler. I thought that if it stayed on the feet, how you say his fucking name? I keep wanting to call him Jean or Jean. Is it? How's it? How do you pronounce his first name? John,
something like that. Jean, right?
I would imagine it's pronounced similar to like Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah, John Silva.
Jean Silva. And I'm usually horrendous at pronouncing those.
That's not right, but I could be wrong because that's what I thought. I thought it was John Silva, but I feel like they were saying Jean or some shit like
it's
that.
Either
anyway,
Gene or it's
I
Gene
thought
or
he
John.
was going to have a noted fucking advantage in the striking, which he seemed to. But I thought if the fight hit the ground that Bryce Mitchell would have the advantage. But what the fuck do I know about it? He ends up fucking subbing Bryce Mitchell. So is that because Bryce Mitchell is maybe not quite the grappler that we thought he was, or is fucking John Silva just really, really, really fucking good?
Take that one, Dre.
I'm gonna go with Silva's that fucking good, man. It's really hard to count any of those fighting nerd guys out at this point. Like they're fucking dominating the UFC on a level that I don't think we've ever seen before. What are they, like 19-0?
I think they're 19-1. I think one girl on the team has a loss, and that's it.
Well, they need to just go ahead and cut her because 19-0 sounds better. I'm fucking around. But I honestly think, did you see the way he locked that shit up? Like, he locked that up like he knew he was getting it. Like, no shadow of a doubt.
Dude,
locked that up pretty easy.
That was the second ninja choke that he got in that fight. Yeah, but that was the second ninja choke that he grabbed in that fight. Like, earlier in the fight, he grabbed one, and Bryce was able to slither out of it, and then he got that one, drops to the ground, finishes it on the ground, and then Bryce goes to sleep. Big time win for Sean Silva. But I think Sean Silva is that good, and I think he did a really good job of mind fucking Bryce. And Bryce mind fucked himself, right? All the shit he's been going through, that's all him. He can say all the stuff he wants. Like, I'm fully focused, brother. All this is shit, and Jesus and Jesus and Jesus. Great, cool. Bible verses and all that. Awesome. You should definitely do all that. That being said, focus on the fight, dog. Stop sitting there, talking your shit left and right. You got a big ass fight in front of you, and you're talking about I'm fully focused. And at the same time, at media day, he got asked about the comments that he made and all sorts of stuff, and he was just kind of like you could see him tense up and like clench his jaw, like he was pissed that he was even asked about it. And it's just like, dude, you said that shit. What do you want us to do? We gotta ask.
Man, I don't know what you expect when you make such outlandish comments that you know are going to get that kind of attention. That's all anybody's going to fucking bring up when they talk to you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just, and I also think Bryce definitely strikes me as somebody that somebody can get into his head real easy. And Jean, now I'm confused. He definitely got into his head. All that barking shit, and he knew what he was doing.
And before people freak out, dude, like with the whole freedom of speech, 100%. He is free to say whatever he wants, 100%. It does not stop you from facing the consequences from other, for the speech, right? And being criticized for it. And clearly, your opponent's using it against you. You know what I mean? Like, what do you expect to happen? So.
It's like with Colby Covington and a lot of the shock value things that he says to garner that attention. It's like, yeah, he can say it, but should he? You know what I mean? Like, probably not.
No, probably not.
Bryce is just, look, no disrespect to people from Arkansas, but I lived there for about a year and a half, and bro, he's a fucking product of his environment, bro. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No,
I got you on that. That makes sense. All right. Any other thing you want to talk about?
Like a HDMI, or what is it called?
Ethernet cable.
Yeah, there you go. He needs one of those. We need to go ahead and run him one of those for his birthday.
This one happens. This happens every once in a while, and it's always when we're doing something a little different. And dude, seriously, see, there he is. Let's see if it works this time. There you go.
Jesus fucking Christ almighty. Did this work?
You're good, yeah. That's way better.
Fuck's sakes. I gotta break this fucking cocksucking computer. I don't know why I got this fucking thing for. This thing's worthless to me. For fuck's sake.
It's the internet, bro, but it is what it is.
All right, whatever.
Any other fight you want to talk about in this card? Oh no, did you talk about Bryce Mitchell?
Yeah, no, just I thought the fucking homeboy was super, super impressive. I guess I was just fucking, the last thing I said was, was John Silva that impressive, or has Bryce sort of fallen off, or did I overrate his grappling skills a little, or what the fuck was going on there?
There you go. Any other fight you guys want to talk about before we just go on and talk about whatever?
Listen, I'll be honest with you. I'm not a fucking huge fan of Chase Hooper fucking beating Jim Miller. Again, one of those fights that seemed a little rough. And then he's coming off of a win over Clay Guida. Fun fucking fact. How old are those two guys put together?
Yeah. Dude, oh, man.
Like fucking 80 fucking 3. I mean, they're both over 40, Jack. Clay Guida's like 43. Jim Miller's 40, like fucking 84 years old, his combined fucking opponent's age. So shout out to Chase for getting the win, but we got to get that cat somebody around his age, Jack.
Hey, but also shout out to Chase for acknowledging that after the fight and saying like, hey man, give me somebody that's not old as shit. And you got to give him his props for that.
It's a good point. That's a good point. He did say, I think he mentioned a cat who is his age, 25. I'm a fucking filthy casual at this point, so I don't know who the fuck he was talking about. But you're right. He did mention somebody his age. So fair fucking point. Fair play to him.
There you go. All right. So UFC 314 was this last weekend. Probably the biggest card of the year so far. Probably.
100%. 100%.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh, and I called Reyes winning too. A lot of people. I'm like, dude, I think Reyes is back, bro. I really do. And it's looking like it. 3 knockouts in a row now.
No, he looks really good.
That was after fucking 4 straight losses, right?
Yeah.
Pretty fucking impressive.
Bad loss.
Hand to him.
Yeah. When you think about in the way he lost too, Yuri knocked him out. I'm pretty sure all those dudes knocked him out. Like it's rough to come back from that, man, because everybody's chin got that fucking percentage on it, I feel like, and he looked like his chin was done.
Jeez.
But
all right. Well, from UFC to I guess a promotion that doesn't exist yet, or has exist yet, or who knows what's going on with this fucking GFL shit. GFL released an official statement on social media about a few days ago, basically canceling their first couple events in May and then saying that they've lost their main funding. So as soon as this news broke, that this graphic, this statement came out like 2 days after the actual story broke. So we reached out to GFL, to Darren Owens, I think his name is, and who runs it. And he basically said, like, yeah, we lost our main, or our main person that's funding the money didn't hand it over. So they had to cancel those first two, which to me sounds like dead in the water, right? Fred, we ever going to see this shit?
No, I mean, I don't know. They might well whip together a show or two, but clearly this business model is just, I mean, one of the sickest things I've ever seen. This is diabolical what they're trying to do here. First off, bro, some of the fucking names they had on their fucking fight roster, they should be fucking put in jail for. I mean, I seen names like Shogun. I mean, there was some Vanderlei Silva. Son, I like my fucking chances against Vanderlei Silva at this point in the fucking game. And I am not saying that to make me seem tough at fucking all. Listen, remember, the last time they fought, Chuck Liddell got knocked out by Tito Ortiz, man. Time fucking matters. Yeah. These cats are old. I don't know. Really, I mean, all jokes aside, some of these people, dude, how in the fuck did they raise whatever money they did? What the fuck was that documentary a while back where Ja Rule spent all that money? It's called like the Fire Starter or some shit. There was a bunch of Firefest. What the fuck is going on in this world where these fucking billionaire fucking morons get roped into these ideas that, I mean, who the fuck gave this GFL character $6 to try to attempt to start anything with this idea? I mean, he's got all these aging fighters that, I mean, Jesus Christ almighty, literally, it's probably a liability putting some of these guys in a fucking cage at this point. And he's going to do it with the team model. Well, I mean, what the fuck are we talking about? What just an epic fuck up of every fucking possible conceivable way. Of course it got canceled. I would be shocked if they got one or two episodes or shows off, but it's surely, for sure, 1,000,000% sure, God himself will come out of the fucking skies before this is successful. I mean, what are we fucking talking about?
Dre, what do you think, man?
I think this guy is fucking hilarious, and I literally just tweeted that. I mean, I actually thought like they would have had at least one event before it got. I mean, I think we all knew it wasn't going to last very long, but I thought it was going to have at least one card. Yeah. But yeah, I agree with your boy. When I saw some of these names on here, like Fabricio Verdum and Shogun Hua and fucking Tony Ferguson and fucking Rashad Evans, like, no disrespect to any of these guys, but I mean, all taking some pretty vicious knockouts at the end of their career. Wasn't Bigfoot Silva another one of them?
Oh God, I hope not. Verdum was and Mir.
I don't know about Bigfoot. I might be wrong about Bigfoot, but it wouldn't have surprised me if guys like that would eventually come. Like, I was worried like Chuck Liddell and people like that were gonna start joining this fucking league. Like, I'm an MMA fan, so of course I was gonna watch it if it actually happened. But I wasn't a fan of like the age of 80% of that roster. And I wasn't a fact of the fact that anybody would fucking sign Husamar Paul Harris to fucking fight anywhere. That dude's a piece of fucking garbage. Like, what are we talking about here? Like, why would anybody sanction that guy to fucking fight anywhere? I was like, that was probably the name that pissed me off the most, if I'm gonna be honest. Like,
and just the pure fucking business or lack of business acumen. All these fucking names that we're naming, you know, they ain't fighting for 10, 15 bands. Shogun probably still is under the delusion that he's worth $100,000 or so. Fabricio, and they don't pull like it. It doesn't make even economic sense at all. It's one thing when you dig up the corpse of Mike Tyson, and shout out to Jake Paul. That prick really knows how to fucking pull him. But that's a once in a lifetime type deal, man. You can't go pulling up aging MMA stars that are still probably trying to get 25, 50, 100 bands are showing, but their fucking star dimmed 10 years ago. I mean, this was fucking just a moronic idea, dude. Really was.
Yeah, well, there you go. And the thing is, Verdum got hurt, pulled, and I believe retired. And then Frank Mir got injured, pulled.
Oh, God, that's another name, dude. What the fuck are we doing here,
Frank Mir pulled, and Frank Mir now has his own team over at UFL, which he was already running anyway. So I don't know why he even fucked around with GFL. I think GFL just came out there promising money and all this kind of shit. And then, all these fighters like, fuck, you're going to give me, who hasn't fought in 10 years, money to fight? Fuck it, I'll take it. So I'm surprised they didn't try to go at Ronda Rousey. Remember they did, and she was like, fuck that, But either way, so yeah, I don't think we see the GFL ever again. And honestly, I'm not sure if PFL is going to be much better. If you guys noticed last weekend, PFL, and in fact, nobody knows that PFL happened last weekend unless you're like a hardcore MMA fan, or accidentally stumbled into one of our fucking podcasts. But the PFL, dude, is just dead in the. It feels dead in the water. They're having events, but it just feels like they're just like existing just to exist.
It don't feel like that. That's exact, son. Patricio done jumped off the boat. Last I heard, Aaron Pico was signing papers. Who the fuck is still even in the fucking PFL at this point? Literally, fucking the bare knuckle fighting pricks have a fucking more impressive roster than fucking PFL at this point. PFL is in the Titanic. That fucking ship is sinking. And I tell you what, man. On one hand, that's fucking really sad because it's like, what the fuck, man? I do sort of miss the days of having a proper number two. I ain't watched another MMA promotion in a month of Sundays. It's fucking not fun. I'll tune in to fucking bare knuckle or even one every once in a blue moon. But I really long for a Strike Force or something where there was actually at least competitive, interesting matchups or some shit like that. PFL and Bellator, whatever the fuck that's going on, have dropped the ball majorly. Now, that's the negative side. The positive side about this is somebody is going to pick this ball up. There's too much fucking talent. You see it happen. Jake Paul has made a fucking multi-million-dollar career off of the UFC's slim pickings, picking these guys off that made their name in the UFC, but really, a little too old to fucking do it anymore. There is a market for that. And no, you fucking jerk offs. It's not Shogun and Fabricio Verdum, for fuck's sakes. But guys like fucking Mike Perry or fucking Lil Heathen Stevens and these type characters, there is still room for these guys that got a little bit of tread on the tires. Eddie, you've been doing interviews with the cats from LFA recently. I think one of these organizations you're going to see really step up because what it is, they need somebody who fucking actually enjoys the sport. What's the PFL prick's name? Don Davis or whatever the fuck. Yeah. It's a fucking known fact. This fucking guy does not know what he's looking at. He's not a fan of MMA. He doesn't seem to be a fan of combat sports in general. And it's no fucking wonder that his combat sports league is going up in fucking flames. At least with cats like LFA or fucking Jungle Fight or whatever the fuck, these cats actually understand the sport to some degree. So I think there will be room for somebody to step up and fill this void that has to be filled at some point that PFL is going to inevitably fucking leave.
Yeah, what do you think they're doing? You think PFL's pretty much, just kind of existing till they run out of cash?
PFL tour.
PFL tour.
Yeah, it seems like it. But I do agree with your boy when he says that somebody will pick it up because there is still talent in the PFL tour. And yeah, I don't really have a fucking take on that. I haven't been keeping up with all that drama, but yeah, I'm just gonna keep it a stack.
There you go. That's the thing about PFL though. So we had Brett Cagle there 2 weeks in a row, right? Last weekend, the week before. First week of the tournament, and this is in Orlando, Universal Studios. If you guys know the room, it's small. It's not. You can't even put 1,000 people, I don't think, in. I'm not 100% sure, but there was nobody there. So the first week, went through. There was 4 media members from one outlet, us, and that's it, right? And then 3 people that were on virtual media day. I was like, damn. Fight night, same thing. And then at the end of fight night, the first week, instead of giving away T-shirts or whatever the fuck, they gave away tickets to last week, right? So if you watched the event last weekend, empty as shit. I don't think anyone took those damn tickets, at all. It was bad. And again, for 2 weekends in a row, the guy in charge does not want to come meet with the media. There's a lot of questions we want to ask this dude, and he don't want to answer any of them. And to me, that's more telling than anything. If you ain't gonna come in and answer questions, I mean, even Dana shows up. No one good and goddamn well is he's gonna get asked some shit that he don't want to answer, right? But he'll tell you to fuck off in the most Dana way he could do it without saying fuck off. But
it's the name of the game, though, man. Like,
yeah, like Don will show up. Do you know who sent in last weekend? They sent Jonathan Coachman. Coach works for the PFL. They sent him to go talk to the media. He ain't got to answer to none of that shit. We can't ask him what the fuck's going on.
Shout out to Jonathan Coachman. That's my guy.
Is that the fucking guy from the WWF?
Yes.
Okay, I don't even know what the fuck we're doing. I mean, shout out to Jonathan Coachman. I don't even know what the fuck he's doing in this conversation. All due respect, but look, man. Also,
he's worked for ESPN. He's had quite a few jobs, man.
Fair enough. Let me not let Jonathan Coachman catch a fucking straight bullet. My problem's with fucking the PFL and goddamn Bellator. But look, I'm about to put you on to some free game. And when I say you, I mean anybody out there that wants to fucking operate an MMA organization at the B level. Because we can all first off, let's start there. You're not going to overthrow the UFC. So just shut the fuck up. Like, if you come through the gate even speaking the UFC's name, it's over for you. You're curtains. At this point, you just got to learn. Because here's the deal, right? Here's the recipe to fucking having a successful MMA organization while the UFC exists. A, you go and get the raw talent that the UFC doesn't want to spend money on. And what I mean by that is the guys fresh out of college, these wrestling pricks. You do what Strikeforce did, right? You find guys like Daniel Cormier. You find cats that are fucking, what's the fucking big bulky prick with the jiu-jitsu, the gray hair, fucking Gordon Ryan. You throw the bag at Gordon Ryan. You make him come to MMA. You get those fucking fringe pricks. And then what you do, you circle the UFC's fucking throwaways like sharks. Bryce Mitchell will soon be fucking probably out the fucking door. You gobble him up. You gobble Bryce's little ugly, nasty ass up, and you bring him over. And your whole plan this whole time is to let your homegrown boy eat that reputation, because that's the only way you get it in the sport. I don't give a fuck if you got the next Fedor Emelianenko. If he only fights in Russia, nobody gives a fuck unless Russia poaches one of our guys. Even if they're a bit long in the tooth. Again, Jake Paul has made his whole career off of sort of stealing that energy. It started with fucking the curly hair prick that couldn't box his way out of a wet paper bag. So he beats Ben Askren, and it's sort of like he sucks up all those souls that Ben got from fucking fighting in the UFC. That's what you need to do with your organization, man. As these guys get cast away from the UFC, that's your chance to get a little facade. And yeah, of course you're fucking sort of being a prick and you're cherry pricking, but that's the only way you get any credibility built up for these guys right now is beat one of these ex-UFC guys. Because otherwise, the only way you get your credibility is by going to the fucking UFC.
That's what they're trying to do. All these guys trying to get to the UFC now. And hey, Dre, John just sent you a message. Dre said he loves Drake's music. Let him have it, Dre. Come on, Dre.
Not Drake catching a straight bullet. Did I miss some shit?
Oh no, we need to add you to our group chat. Okay, John, our boy John Torres is a huge Drake fan, and during the beef with Kendrick,
he is not a huge Drake fan. He's the fucking Drake fan. John, why the fuck are you trying to make me? Why are you doing this to me, man? I'm trying to concentrate here. You're trying to fuck my mood off completely with that fucking lie of a lie. Shut the fuck up, John. All right? We don't fucking eat our cereal to Drake like you do, you fucking groupie.
We're gonna have to have John on here at some point. Just us four. Bring him on and see what he says. All right, let's let's take the next few minutes to step away from MMA just to close out the show. Dre, man, so I've known you for years, bro. Like on here, you've been doing this thing for a minute now. When did you start the Steez and Eazy podcast, man? How you been doing? How long y'all been doing that?
Oh my God. In August, it'll be like 5 years.
Damn.
Yeah, we've been doing it for a minute. I don't know Steezy personally, and everybody's like hella surprised about that. But it is kind of crazy when you think about it, doing a podcast with somebody for 5 years and not knowing them personally. It's kind of wild. But we met on Twitter. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I saw a couple of his MMA related tweets. I was like, okay, this dude's funny. Started following him, and he made a tweet one day and was like, I want to do an MMA podcast. And I fucking replied, and I was like, me too. And shit, we DM'd each other and just started it from there. The rest is history, honestly. I mean, I feel like I know him at this point because we've been working together so long, and we had to really develop that chemistry, not knowing each other and shit like that. But it's worked out, man. He's my brother now.
There you go, man. We're the same situation over here, Fred. We've been doing this for like 10 years now, more.
Yeah, it's funny. That's essentially exactly our story. Like we've never met in person, and we've been doing this shit for close to 10 years at this point. And we're going to meet in person. It's just funny. Jack, we went through cocksucking fucking pandemic almost killed us all. We've lived through some wild shit the last 10 years, but like definitely gonna go hook up with my boy. But yeah, it's crazy because that's exactly like we just sort of met on Twitter. I think we did like a mutual home, or not. That's what did. Hey, it used to be this dude named the Vanilla Gorilla. Yeah. I don't even know where the fuck he went to, but dude was an old school podcaster, Jack. We both was on his podcast, and we sort of like followed each other on Twitter and hooked up after that and started doing our own thing together. And it's crazy. Now it's so many people have came through the years. We've had motherfuckers that died on us. Shout out to the homeboy English. Like we've had a bunch of fucking, like we've been doing this for a long time and met some really cool people on MMA Twitter. A couple fucking shitheads, but I mean, the internet ain't real life to me. So like, I love it. Like I will block the shit out of you. Like I don't care nothing about the internet. Like I have a great time on Twitter, MMA Twitter and all that shit.
Me and Mac Molly actually met through fucking, not even on Twitter. We met through playing each other on fucking UFC video games and shit. Like that's how we became friends. It's funny. Like normally when you fight somebody in UFC, the only thing they send you is bullshit. Like, man, go fuck you, you fucking spammer, you fucking cheater. Fuck you, you got lucky. Anytime me and Mac Molly fought each other, it was always like, bro, that was a fucking banger. I can't wait to fucking fight you again. Like, because we used to just go to fucking war, man. And shit, we just started playing each other from UFC to UFC, and then eventually one day I just got curious about Twitter. I had no idea how that shit worked, but then I just made one, and then I ended up making a tweet. It was like, I made a Twitter shortly after the tweets of Cody Garbrandt saying nigga fucking resurfaced. That's when I got fucking put on. That's when I got put on Twitter. And I made a tweet that said me when I see Cody Garbrandt, and it was fucking Denzel Washington going, my nigga. And that shit blew up. That shit blew up pretty nice. And fucking first person to hit me up was fucking Mac Molly. And he was like, bro, it's Mac Molly from Xbox. I was like, shut the fuck up. And then I click on his profile. I'm like, oh man, you're like a fucking god on here. For real. So I'm gonna go ahead and follow you, have you teach me the ropes. And our friendship has just grown from there. He's been on the cast multiple times. Like, I fuck with Mac heavy. Good dude.
He's a good dude, 100%. Let's see. Johnson says, I love you too, Dre. There you go. And, Paradise, what's up? Says, only a real African like Mike Perry can say it. Mike Perry, dude.
Mike Perry could say it because ain't nobody going to stop that motherfucker from saying it. Okay, so
who gonna tell him to stop? Like, ain't no one gonna tell him nothing. Shit.
That part.
Even if they beat his ass, he's gonna stand up with a big old smile. If he's like, yeah, okay, all right, you got me.
I was gonna say, I bet you Vicente Luque would tell him to stop, Jack.
Yeah, boy.
Like when Nate says it, it's like, who's gonna stop him? Like,
that's the thing, right? Everyone gets all crazy with it. All right.
The great Cat Williams once said, if he could say nigga in front of some niggas and get away with it, then it is what it is.
I mean, it's a real important factor. If nobody in that particular room can kick your ass, you can pretty much say whatever the fuck you want to say within reason.
Exactly.
Y'all need to follow. You need to follow Andre Dre on Twitter because he'll randomly put up voice notes, and it's the funniest fucking impressions I've ever heard. Dude, I've been at work and I've clicked on your shit when you sent to the chat, and it just says play, and I'm like, all right, he's gonna give me one. Let's get ready here. And I'll play. I fall over every time, bro. I'm like, what the
If there is a voice note that I sent, it's 99% of the time it's an impersonation to somebody. More than likely the person I was just talking about. I've been practicing impressions since I was a fucking kid, man. It's just something that is just like comes natural to me. If you have like a distinct voice, like I can usually get it down pretty well. Even if it's like my first attempt, I surprise myself sometimes when I impersonate people. I was like, damn, that was pretty fucking good for never trying that before.
Dude, you did.
Like I recently just started doing Bobby Green. I was like, it's not bad. What did you say?
So try, dude, give me some Bobby Green. If you can.
It was that one. It was like he was trying to say like when he was talking about the Patty fight, he was like,
yeah.
I don't really know what happened in that fight. Like it just felt like I slipped on a banana peel or something.
that was pretty good actually. Yeah, that was pretty good. That's pretty decent Bobby Green.
Hey, so you did some wrestling back in the day, bro. Pro wrestling, type deal, man. No one knows about that shit. You don't talk about that enough, bro. You really don't. What was that like? Because it was all local stuff, but I put some of the hold on, we got Phil in the chat. What's up, dude? Dre, do Drake, please. You got a Drake?
Oh my god. Kendrick, I'm gonna feel.
That's for you, Johnny. Oh shit. That video, dude. So hey, that clip that I sent into the chat. That was remember that one dude was like I'd rather see Drake. And I was like, John probably in the Super Bowl.
My god.
Oh
bro.
man.
I died when you said that shit, bro.
Dude,
oh my god, bro.
It was so good.
Bro, I hadn't laughed that hard in a long
when I found it, I goddamn near fell over trying to send that motherfucker. I was like, oh my god, this is perfect. Johnny, this is you. And John's a good sport. John is an awesomely good sport.
No, for as much as we get on him, he takes that shit like a champ, dude. I'm not even.
He does. No,
we be on his fucking helmet about that shit, man. Like any chance we get. If I see anything Drake, I'll post it in that chat and be like, "Fuck you, John."
John gets it more than anybody in there, dude. And he handles it real well. He's a good guy.
No, he really does. I will give him that. I would have left that fucking group chat 15 times.
There you go. All right, on the pro wrestling thing before we go out of here. So how long did you do it for?
Oh, the wrestling? Oh my god.
Because you said I seen some of your like, pictures and shit, and it's just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I was a kid, man. I wasn't even 18 yet when I started the pro wrestling thing. It was one of those things where I got with a company that like really didn't have their feet on the ground yet. It was like we started renting a wrestling ring, started renting out little bullshit venues, like little fucking parking garages and shit like that to have our shows, but people showed up because like it was on a public access, so it was on television, and so a lot of people did watch that shit, and like we were pretty fucking extreme. We did some wild shit, so it was easy to get that attention. And so yeah, man, those crowds used to be crazy, and it eventually just grew and grew from there. But yeah, I started when I was like 16. I just stopped like 5 years ago. Still contemplate getting back in the ring to this day because it's just, man, it's like one of the only things I know, man. It's all I've been doing like my whole life, you know what I mean? But shit, man, like people say you got like a chin card, like you definitely have a bump card. There's only so many bumps your body can take, you know what I mean? So my health is one thing that like concerns me when it comes to going back in the ring. If I'm gonna do it, I want to be stable enough to do it, you know what I mean? I don't want to go in there and not be able to do what I've always been able to do in the ring, you know what I mean? Because I'm kind of like a high flyer type of dude, you know what I mean? And I wouldn't want to get in the ring if I couldn't be my full self. So it's just something I've been contemplating forever, but I can't contemplate forever because shit, I'm about to be 40 in a couple of weeks. So
we're gonna cut it, but let's do one more thing here. I know Fred and I will be kind of iffy on this one, but Phil wants to see it says WrestleMania weekend. We need predictions.
Oh shit. I haven't watched wrestling in so many years. I couldn't tell you one fucking match on that card, bro.
Let me see if I can pull it up.
I was like, well, perfect then. Pull it up. I ain't watched wrestling in like a decade either. We could have a little fucking fun with it.
I don't think they have a fucking card up. Like, I don't know what. Phil,
Like, how do you look
at least
for
it's
how do
WrestleMania.
you look up a wrestling card? Shit.
that's what I'm trying to find. I'm like, I don't know where. I mean, Cody Rhodes and John Cena, I guess, is the main event. That's what it looks like.
Okay. That makes sense. I don't know fuck all about wrestling. But that seems like it makes sense.
I can see Cena winning that because I know he's on the verge of retirement, so I can see him getting that one last. I think he has to win one more title to like have like the record for most.
Ric Flair's record.
Wins. Yes, there you go. See, too much of a casual still.
Cena versus USADA, he loses that one. I think most of that roster loses it. Most of the WWE roster. Yeah,
The Rock versus USADA, he's 100% losing. A lot of people try to give The Rock the benefit of the doubt to him. Like, you clearly have never seen The Rock like back in his day, dude. Like, that fool had like no kind of muscle mass to him. You don't go from dad bod to fucking yoked like that, bro. Like,
That's
not as you get older.
that's why I don't trust The Rock. Because he won't just admit to using steroids. You lying motherfucker. We know you for sure. And I mean, really, it's like the cat's out of the bag at this point. Who even cares? Like, I mean, using steroids is like smoking weed. Nobody even gives a fuck anymore. It's fine. You can totally just admit that you fucking took the steroids. Nobody gives a shit.
100%.
Cena versus Bald Spot. The Rock is on Mexican supplement. Yeah, fuck yeah. He's on something. Shit.
Yeah, he's fucking like 60 years old now, and he's still fucking built like Arnold Schwarzenegger. What the fuck?
Makes no damn sense, man. He's fucking wild.
Yeah, no, he's the age and the muscles ain't
matching up,
adding up. Yeah, the math ain't mathing on that. There's no way.
Okay.
There's literally no way.
All right, quickly before, did you have anything else, Eddie? Before we go?
Nope.
Okay. A quick one. I was out. Patty, do any of us think that he can actually win the title at 55? Just like quickly, what do we think, Patty's? So I've been surprised. I think Chandler's fucking old, but that was a good performance. Now I am sort of curious. How far do we think fucking Patty can actually go? I don't think he's going to be winning the fucking belt, but to be fair, I didn't think the prick would win these last two fucking fights, and I damn sure didn't think he would beat Chandler like that. But I'm still like, is he really going to fucking win a belt?
What do you think, Dre?
Who's the champ at 155?
Islam.
Oh wait, no, it's Islam. It's really hard to say anybody beating Islam at this point.
Right.
Shit, I'd say if the champ was anybody but Islam, maybe. But Islam is a whole fucking different level of beast that I can't see anybody beating. But Patty's pretty good, man. I've hella underestimated him, and I think I'm gonna stop underestimating him. And I think he's a little more well-rounded than I thought he is too. Shit could get interesting if that fight got on the ground based on Patty's ground game. So I don't know, man. I don't know. It's hard, but it's hard to count either one of them out at this point. But it's really, really hard to count Islam out against anybody because he's
Islam.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, and another one, just complete fucking side note. Does John Jones fight Tom Aspinall this year?
No.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I hope so. I really hope so. I would love to be wrong on this. But damn.
Hope so, but my money's on no.
Yeah, I fuck it. Positive fucking thinking. I'm saying they fight. I'm saying John fucking wins, and I just don't want to miss a fucking moment to remind all y'all, John Jones the GOAT. I don't care how much cocaine he does, and I don't care how bad of a husband he is or how bad of a dad he is. He's the greatest motherfucking fighter of all time. All you Habib nut huggers can kiss my ass. John Jones, black man from New York, motherfucking America.
Oh my god!
And that's a wrap, folks. That's gonna do it for us, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you at the. Oh man, I ain't even gonna put your shit up. Let me. What's your fucking handle again? Sorry, dude.
Oh, the Steezy and Eazy MMA hour. It's a long ass name, dude.
All right, and at the Mac named Dre. All right, not named, name, no D. The Mac named Dre on Twitter. Give this man a follow. Check out the Steezy and Easy podcast. I forgot Steezy's handle, but I know I follow him in there as well.
It's at Genesee, which is his actual name, which is a dope ass name. I'm not even gonna lie. I tell him that all the time. I was like, bro, your name's dope as fuck.
Genesee, like Hennessy?
Yes. But Jen, that's dope. That's dope.
Dare I say that's one of the coolest fucking names I've ever heard in my entire life, to be completely fucking fair. Genesee's a badass name. Kind of sounds like a bit of a stripper.
It really is.
Oh, that's badass.
There you go.
It's a dope name.
Shout out to everyone that tuned in, man. Shout out to Dre for joining us, man. Appreciate you. We'll have you back on as soon as we can. We'll catch you guys on the next one.
Me, man. It's a
I
pleasure.
appreciate you coming on, bro. Follow everyone on everything. We're going to call it a day. I've been on this computer fucking 90% of this fucking day, and I'm done. So we'll catch you guys on the next one. Good night, and good night, Wilshire.